For over 50 years, people have come to see the Sharks play. Talent, skill, speed, intelligence, elite-level athleticism. That's not these guys. Biased, one-eyed, opinionated. More often wrong than right. They make up for their complete lack of talent with pure dribble, gibberish, and enthusiasm. This is the ET Stand Podcast.
Welcome to the ET Stand, the Toronto Sharks fan podcast that lets it talking to the football. I'm joined by Nick Haywood, and before I say welcome to Nick Haywood, I'm going to say hit the music as the Sharky song starts firing up. Nick Haywood, welcome to the ET Stand, mate.
Boldo, thanks, mate. It's a pleasure to be here. How good is the early Friday game?
It is good, isn't it? Well, I was worried that Sharkies wouldn't get too many fans down there, but it was, 11,864, I believe, was the attendance number, if I can remember it correctly. It was a pretty jam-packed Shark Park. It was a good atmosphere, wasn't it?
It was great atmosphere. Look, I think school holidays probably helped for the early. I love the 6 p.m. Friday night game, and it was great atmosphere. I think that was actually probably one of the better atmospheres I've felt this season at home.
Well, it was a good winning atmosphere, so that certainly helps. So thank you, everyone, for joining us here on the ET Stand. A couple of things to get through before we get into discussing the match. We've got all of your comments here already, so we're going to go through each of those and get your reaction, the viewers' reaction, as well as mine and Nick's at the same time. If you would like to join the show and have your say, you can click on this link here and come on and tell us what you thought of the players. Who was your man of the match? How good was Blake Brayley? How good's Nicho, the prince that was promised, and all that fun stuff. But in the short term, let's just go through a couple of things. Firstly, I just want to say happy birthday to my dear brother, Andrew Boldo, former Sharks board member. I believe he's 59 years old today. He's much younger than that. I'm just giving him a hard time. So happy birthday to my brother, Andrew. But it's also Franco's dad's birthday. So Franco, regular co-host of the ET Stand, it's his dad's birthday, which is why he's not here. And then other than that, I'm hosting trivia down at Sharks on Wednesday night. And other than that, do hit the like and subscribe button if you're new to the channel. It helps us notify all of the other Sharks fans. And if you want to sponsor the channel, just like Nick Haywood's going to next year, aren't you, Nick?
You never know, Boldo. I tell you what I think.
You never know. You never know. We'll see how tonight goes. I'll just cue down the Sharkies music. And then lastly, look, in terms of the atmosphere tonight, it was also terrific as we saw little Ronan Williams also run the Shark alarm tonight as the Sharkies ran onto the field tonight. So a bit happening and a bit for us to get through as we go through this match. The Sharkies victorious 31 points to 18 over the Roosters as the ticker goes across there with tries to... Who got the tries for the Sharkies? Let's just go have a look at this just here. Tries to William Kennedy early. William Kennedy, Teague Wilton, Nicho Hines, Billy Burns, and Chris Vaiella getting tries.
Mate, how good was it having Chris debut on his
How good was Chris Vaiella?
Brilliant. I mean, how good is that? It's your debut game at home and you score a try.
It's very good.
Better.
It's very, very good. And then, of course, the Braden Trindle field goal at the end. So let's get through the key comments that we've got here. Coming through here, 2.0, who I can see is in the green room, will be joining us very, very soon once he gives us the thumbs up that he's got all of the information from Chris Fitzgibbon. Blake Brayley could well be playing himself into an Ashes squad position at the end of the season. Just his running tonight, Blake Brayley, was so good, wasn't it, Nick?
Mate, it's amazing at a dummy half. He's so quick. He catches them napping at least every time second or third time that he runs. He's set up, even just the field position tonight. I mean, we can put it down to Brayley.
Yeah, well, so that try that he set up for Nicho Hines, I thought he had quite good composure on the way that he set that up. And he had Wilton on his left. And then, Tedesco was good, though, how he was covering.
It was 3 on 1.
It was 3 on 1, and it still looked like we weren't going to score.
3 on 1, and he really, I thought for a second, I thought he's worked this out, Teddy, but Brayley, his service to all of our players, and I mean, what is he? He's played how many games? Played 120 odd games in a row.
In a row.
And he's on. I think he got put on report tonight for that tackle, but it didn't look like there was much in it from where.
That report was odd. 2.0. If you can also check out for us and give us a report on that report, that would also be helpful. I would think that he would have nothing to worry about on that front. But yeah, just his running game now, he just seems to have discovered that. I'm not sure where that's necessarily come from. Why wasn't he doing that before? Or has it always been there, or are we just noticing it now?
I think he was doing it at the back end of last season, wasn't he? And he just that scoot out of dummy half, and he's so quick. And then he's using the defenders who obviously are offside as his shield as he runs up the field. But mate, he's tough as well. He can tackle. He's in everything. I mean, he's really in everything. But that quickness out of dummy half and getting our forwards on the roll up the field, mate, we owe that. We owe all of that to him tonight. His service to the forwards is brilliant.
All right, we'll see if anyone can upseed him for man of the match. It's going to certainly be difficult. Brad Lewis in the comments is asking us, what was with Colquhoun's minutes? Did Fitzy forget him? He needs to make some of the Kaufusi minutes. So just answering that question for you there, Brad. What did Kaufusi had? What did he have? 43 minutes. And Jesse Colquhoun only had 12 minutes. And given that Nicholas went off and they had Billy Burns, it is a surprisingly small number of minutes for Jesse Colquhoun. He wasn't exactly 5 runs, 49 metres whilst he was there, 23 post-contact metres. He certainly wasn't terrible. His play the ball speed was reasonable. I just think we've just got so many other good players. Jesse Colquhoun can't seem to break in for more minutes, wouldn't you think, Nick?
Well, I mean, I thought every time he comes on, I think he's solid. I think he's great. I think our bench did its job tonight, though. Like, everyone made an impact off the bench.
Well, yeah, what do we have? Colquhoun, Rudolph, Hamlin-Uele, or Billy Burns was with 69 minutes. How good was Billy Burns? Got a meat pie as well, didn't he?
Well, he ran that great line. And then
he ran the great Nicholas line.
Yeah.
He ran the great Nicholas line.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to give Billy almost tie with Brayley for man of the match.
Oh, that's a bit ambitious. We'll see what our good man 2.0 says about that tonight. 2.0 in the comments. So actually, we'll come back to 2.0's comment on Kaufusi in a minute. G'day to you, Mike Knight, Bumblebee Tuner, as you always say. Teague Wilton was standing out too. What did you make of Teague, Nick?
Well, I thought his defence was outstanding. I mean, he right in front of where we were sitting, Boldo. He smashed a couple of blokes. He always runs.
He did, didn't he?
He scored a try as well, of course. Who passed the ball to him? But he ran that line as well. Scored a try, so he's got a try.
I think that's Trindle that passed that one. That was a Trindle.
Yeah.
Trindle kind of go in and around.
No, he's been, but I feel like Teague's got to be one of our most consistent players week in, week out. Mate, love him. I think I thought his defence tonight was excellent.
Here we go. A bit of love from Tomo for Billy Burns. Loving his game. Brings something to the team. Solid fill-in player, and that's for sure. And Tomo also backed that up with also always good. He's shining right now. This is in regards to Blake Brayley. Would still love to see a 40-20 from dummy half. And then all things would be complete.
He did
Brendan
do
Ross.
one, though.
Yeah.
I'm sure
he's done one before, but not tonight. Earlier in the season, I think he's done one. Brendan Ross here is in the comments backing up you, Nick, on your comment of the Teague Wilton one-on-one defence top-notch shut down Katoa a few times past week too. That's true. And then I think, Stuart Campbell here in the comments is saying, need to address our protection of wingers. We let their kick chase into challenge too much. Cost us 2 tries, with Tomo agreeing with that. Whilst I do agree we're not great on that protection of the kickers, that setup for Daniel Tupou is pretty difficult to defend against, isn't it?
Pinpoint accuracy. That was your words, mate, at the game. Like, how do you defend against that? Like, he landed it in the perfect spot. I think Katoa fell over or got a push or something. But, mate, Tupou did it in the last game against us to Hiroti, I think was on the wing.
When
And
Roddy
yeah.
couldn't even jump and catch it.
But I mean, Tupou,
Yeah.
he's got to be 6'6". He's huge, and I mean, when you're
He's an
landing
absolute. Well, I had that in my notes, just how big he was. And then actually he scored the try right after that. And Pete Bissett in his comments here also says high ball at the back, still a massive issue. And if you do compare us to the Roosters, we are just not as good at catching the ball.
well, it's a lot of
they just seem to be
yeah,
a lot of errors from the Roosters guys. But
yeah, Kennedy dropped one. I think Ronnie did as well. And but then their wingers were putting a lot of pressure on us. But I guess you got to catch those balls, don't you?
Yeah, that you certainly do. All right. Well, look, 2.0 is back from his toilet break. So we're going to get the man 2.0 in. He's got his hat on. He wasn't at the match tonight. So I think he was looking after the kids. So the champion of the dial-ins, Williams 2.0. Hello, good sir. Hey, what'd you make? Break Brayley. He was good tonight, wasn't he?
How good is winning? How good is winning? Yeah, Blake, blazing Blake Brayley, I think we should call him from now on. Absolutely phenomenal, especially the first 40. I think the Roosters slowed the play the ball down in the second half. But, yeah, Blake is definitely – if there was an Origin series coming up, he'd have to be the form hooker of the comp at the moment. I think the stat was in the game, we are 5 wins from 6 games when he's had more than 5 runs.
Wow. So how was he not better than Connor Watson now? I said this at the game. You'd have to think 2.0 that he's ahead of Connor Watson, wouldn't you, if you're picking an Origin team now?
I think he's above – I think he's better than Reece Robson. That's just my personal opinion. Where's Paul when we need him? Wasn't he saying last year that he was he's a terrible dummy half or something like that? I reckon he's the number one
Paul's
game, barring Harry Grant.
Paul's always a bit grumpy with us in the comments, 2.0. Now, the Sharks, of course, had their debutant, Chris Vaila, playing his first match tonight. I thought he looked pretty good. Good center's try, 2.0. What did you make of Chris?
Until that moment, I thought he was pretty average. But I will give him props because, as Fitzy said in the press conference, he only found out he was playing 2 days ago. So I guess the communication between that right side of, or Nicho.
That looked a bit iffy, didn't it?
Yeah, Nicho had to start the game, and then Katoa, Nicho, Billy. It wasn't there. He rushed in a couple of times. Which Sione saved his bacon a couple of times in the first half, especially. But yeah, you can't give a kid he's skinned. I think it was Egan Butcher or whoever it was on the second rower for his try. And I was pretty happy with that. That kind of saved him from a subpar score, in my opinion, because I think he was good, but every time he got the ball, he looks like a lean center. He needs to put some mass on. He needs to put some weight on. But yeah, his speed and his skip to the outside that was absolutely beautiful. But yeah, solid without being spectacular until the try.
What can you tell us about the Fitzgibbon press conference 2.0?
Well, hang on. There we go. So he said they asked him, and Trent Robinson actually agreed with this in the Roosters. I caught the back end of it. We had good energy, and we won the physicality battle to start with. I think we lost it a bit, to be fair, when Hanlon Welly come on. He hasn't had a good couple of weeks. He's dropping the ball. He's pushing stuff. He's making missed tackles. But, when we win a game, we're not going to complain too much. What else do they say? They asked him about the competition at the moment, how close it is. He goes, yeah, we've had a number of good performances where we've won different ways. But we just got to control the momentum swings a little bit more because it looked like the Roosters were going to come over the top in the second half. We just need to iron out some creases there. But he was overall happy with how they played. Special mention for Adam and Chris Vaila. Obviously, Adam's 200th game. We actually won a milestone game, which is incredible. Unbelievable. But the big point out of that whole thing, that part of it, was he said Cam McGuinness hasn't trained all week. He's come out and put 80 minutes on the board for him.
Wow.
So he had a boil on his chest.
This is just queuing up Nick Haywood now 2.0 to talk about how much he liked Cam. Go on, Nick. Tell us about how much you like Cam.
2.0, hadn't he been in hospital the week prior before the Dolphins game? That's what I heard.
He was in hospital game day.
Game day.
He was getting a boil drained or cut or whatever it was on game day last week. And
wow.
Didn't he have cellulitis or something like that? He had an infection or something like that.
No, he had a boil cut and it started getting infected. He even tried to hide it from the group until they've. Apparently, he usually rocks out at winter with singlets on, and he wore a long sleeve shirt, so everybody kind of knew that something was going on. So
yeah, right.
He ended up telling the boys. On to the next one, they targeted Vela. He was asked about that. He goes, "Yeah, well, it's going to be a bit iffy. Having a few 2 days notice, you're playing, and then getting the communication and the patterns down." But other than that, he reckons he played pretty well. But he does need to learn the processes a bit more. They asked about Blake, and obviously he's in career best form. Fissy said he's gone to another level this year. He's been our player of the year twice in the last 3 years or something like that. And now he's starting to run a little bit more. He's starting to pick up that senior mentality where, like a nappy carousel, he does at the Tigers. Just running and just knowing when to run, not just running for the shits and giggles of it, just to run and continuously do it at the right time is critical. And as you said earlier, Nick, he was probably the reason we got so much great field position, because he was taken off when the markers were off. That Nicho try doesn't happen without Blake knowing when to run.
How good was that try?
Unbelievable.
2.0.
Unbelievable. And to make matters better for us, Chad Townsend was the one caught offside.
Well, also, if you recall, the first try with Will Kennedy was actually that Blake Brayley scoot from dummy half as well, and then he gets the offload to Kennedy, and they were just not following up as well. So he was.
I'm going to be honest. I thought that was held. I thought that was held too. Yeah,
I
thought it was held. I was like, he was coming back, and then the ref. That ref's an absolute goon. I don't know how he got a referee's license, but anyway.
It was a bit of and then it was also a bit of a New South Wales-esque switch off from the Roosters as well on that first try for Kennedy. Yeah. That was certainly fortunate. All right, 2.0, any other highlights from the game before we get you to give us your 3, 2, 1?
Highlights. I think Talakai was amazing. I think he made a team high 180-odd metres.
He did make a lot of metres. In person, he didn't feel as good, though, did he, Nick? I didn't notice him in person. We didn't notice him as much as we might normally.
I think, from that, that's right. I mean, I love him, and I just didn't feel the impact from him tonight, but obviously the stats don't lie, do they? I mean,
181 metres. So 2.0, you obviously watched on the TV. So what stood out for you on the TV coverage is just his sheer, 20 runs. It's like a pretty serious number of runs and a good number of post contact.
I think he was more important. Yeah, he was more important when Adam was off. And what I've found, Toby played well again off the bench. Ueli, I think we're all praying for Tom to come back pretty quick.
I think that's right.
Around the Cowboys. So 2 weeks. Based on some knowledge that I have, I know one of the boys inside the camp, and he said he's ticking the boxes for the Cowboys game. Whether they risk him or not, I don't know. But yeah, just the way when Adam was off, and we stopped them on the 5th tackle a few times, and Talakai was the first one off, he would take 3 or 4 players straight away. And it was just that.
He did do that.
To get them. And then there was a couple of quick play of the balls, and then we could get Ronnie onto it, and then we could get such and such. We just get a roll forward. Adam, I thought, was strong in the first stint. He wasn't as strong in the second stint. I think he was literally backpedaling 10 metres a time in that first stint, which was great. And then obviously Blake. I thought Nicho and Trindle actually kicked really well tonight, and it was a game plan to not contest the balls if it was 2-3 metres out, because you don't want to knock it on, give them out from the 10. Let's make them play out from the 2. And I thought we were really controlled in the way we didn't give away too many penalties when they were getting out of yardage areas. But yeah, I think we all fought when Crichton went over. That here we go again, same Sharks. I swear I could hear Boldo from home saying we can't lose from here. I said it in the Discord channel when Billy went over, I think. So, but no, the only other thing I could mention is how assured we look. We started so strong, and that's been one of the flaws for us this year, is we start slow all the time. And we started strong. I think we got beaten off the mark in Gosford against these guys when they had no players except for Tedesco.
That's right.
And this week, we absolutely belted them off the start. Adam was strong. And to go back to Oregon Kafusi, I thought he was top notch tonight. I think he ran for over 100 metres. He was defensively strong. Can't remember an error he made. And And the only reason Colquhoun only got 12 minutes is because Cam played 80, because Colquhoun's usually the lock in the middle of the field. So you can't really, okay, he got Atkinson minutes, so to speak.
He did get the
I don't care if
Atkinson
we win.
minutes, didn't he? Well,
I don't care if Atkinson's on the bench if we win. It's more the fact when we lose, and we should have had that fourth forward.
no, but if we'd have had Atkinson on the bench tonight, then when Nicho goes down, the shape of the team, we're down to 2 forwards in the interchange. It's not enough.
Yeah,
like
but
it
with
just
Billy,
doesn't work.
I think with Billy scoring, Atkinson's a long shot to come back in unless there's an injury in the backs or the halves.
I think that's probably right. All right, you quick fire 3, 2, 1, Williams, and we'll let you get back to the kids.
6 points, Blake Brayley. There's no 3, 2, 1. It's 6 points, Blake Brayley, and that's enough. Like, I'll give honourable mention to Vayala for his debut and Adams 200th, but Blake Brayley was, if anyone says he's not man of the match, you got your eyes painted on. Absolute phenomenon.
He was pretty good. All right, you heard it here from 2.0, regular legend and contributor to the ET stand. Mate, good to have you in, as always, for your cameos. Always good fun getting you in. You come in hot, always good fun. So if you want to be like 2.0, get involved in the show, then just click on the link. All right, legend, we'll see you at the next match. Thanks, 2.0.
See you later, guys.
See you, mate. He's such a legend, 2.0. Just 6 always points. Dialing in and coming in hot. 6 points.
Just Brayley.
Just all for Blake Brayley. All right, let's go through a couple of the other things, peripheral things from the Sharks match tonight. The fireworks at halftime with the dancing. Well, I guess you didn't see that, did you, Nick? Because you were too busy trying to get yourself a drink that failed.
Well, that's right. No, I took my son around the side. We were going to get some chicken nuggets, chips, and a Powerade for Boldo, and mate, didn't happen. We moved about. It was like the M5 on a car park. Couldn't. So, mate, yeah, I missed the fireworks. I saw the Kiss Cam going around. Reminded me a bit of the Coldplay concert that was being highly televised today. But it was good atmosphere.
Well, you're not standing next.
It was a great.
Well, when you're not standing next to me, I didn't get a run on the Kiss Cam, Nick. So I'm sure your wife would have been sitting at home being all jealous. With Nick planning one on old mate Boldo. But so they had quite the halftime display actually, the Sharkies. So I can never remember the name of the sponsor of the Sharks Mermaids. It's like the Mind Spec Parts or whatever it is. Can someone put it in the comments and remind me what the sponsor is of the Mermaids? It's like the Mind Spec or something like that. Anyway, they did. It was a very good routine to the Kesha song and the fireworks and all that sort of stuff. And then Tim from the Shark Cage didn't successfully kick the goals. So I think he might have embarrassed himself at the halftime 10, 20, 30 minute line. So that was quite good fun.
What's the
Ryan
prize?
James, the crowd figure was, I don't know what the prize is.
For kicking the goal, I mean. What do you...
the goal from the, I don't know what you get. Not sure. If anyone in the comments knows what prize you get for kicking that, then
maybe you get the old MC Hammerhead costume. Where's that? Is he still around?
No, he's not still kicking. I reckon I should dress up as the Sharks mascot for one game. I think that'd be so pretty good. Here we go, Stuart Campbell, the Shark Cage. Got to mention on Fox Sports. How good? All right, good. Now we've got Ash in the comments, not in the comments, just waiting. He's clearly walking home. So Ash, give us the thumbs up. You're on your 2-minute warning. We'll get you in for your typical referee rant and then your quick 3, 2, 1s. In terms of other stuff that happened at the match,
Boldo, sorry,
just good energy down there.
Someone just asked before about the crowd figure. I saw in the comments.
Yeah, there it is. What was the crowd figure? Ryan James, 11,846. I could just remember that number. I'm just a numbers person, aren't I? The whale shark mascot. Thanks, Ryan. That's just a bit mean. I tell you what, I didn't realize you were taunting me. I put that comment up too quickly. All right, let's get in, Ash. We love Ash on this show. All right, Ash, here you are, mate. You're in. Hello, mate. Are you walking home from the match, are you?
I'm just did a Macca's run back nearly about 5 minutes from home. But before I review the game, just wanted to mention to Nick about the old Hammerhead mascot person, David Ninnis. Actually retired from doing it a few years ago, along with Warren Hutchinson. I do not know who the new people are to do it.
Right, okay.
Yeah, they retired. I think they retired in 2021, I believe, and they got new people for 2022.
Okay. Yeah, MC
So, yeah.
There you go.
the all-time greats.
Yeah, they're
MC
long
Hammerhead
retired.
was
but-
the all-time. Was definitely
Yes.
one of the all-time greats, wasn't he? All right, Ash,
Yeah,
give us
so-
your quick. What was your highlight from the match, mate?
Highlight from the match, Shark Cage, of course, being electric again. Tim, bringing the vibes and the atmosphere. Now,
Yeah, of
going back
course.
to what you mentioned, what the prize was, I believe, if I'm correct, he won $1,000 or something. I don't know if that
Did he
was
win
what
$1,000
that's
bucks?
what I was told. We heard, but don't know if that's true. But yeah, don't know if it's $1,000 cash or $1,000 in something. But yeah,
Is
So
that
who won the
nailing
kick? Did Tim actually win the?
yeah, he won it. Legit won it. Yeah, he got all kicks.
Wow.
He got all the
Take
that.
kicks. Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, well, I was giving him a hard time. So he got the 30-meter kick as well. He did, didn't he?
Yep. Yeah, he did. I was.
Oh, how good. Oh, how good's that? All right, mate. Then what'd you make of the match from your vantage
Yeah,
point? Who
that's
was
right.
your
Well,
standout
yeah,
player?
I was near the shark. Yeah, look, Nicho's on the comeback, which is great. Everyone had a good performance. Brayley as well, but I think I'm hoping as well, and want to remain confident. I'm hoping this is the Nicho comeback that we've all been waiting for. I know it's his only second game, but it's looking promising for Nicho, and I'm hoping he can carry this into the end of the season.
I think that's probably right. So you're not going to go Blake Brayley man of the match, or are you going?
I'm still going
I'm
Brayley, but
peppering
yeah, I
him.
mean, like Brayley.
Everyone's going Brayley.
Brayley killed it tonight, but 3 points to me, Brayley, 2 for Nicho, and tough one to pick for 1 point. So I'll just do 3 and 2 tonight.
Fair enough.
But 1
All right,
point,
Ash, we're good to
look, my 1 point as well, Todd Smith, don't know how he's a referee, but they're all as bad. I know you wanted to hear that.
Oh, I
so
love it
there
when
you go.
you ring up and just complain about the referees. It's so good.
Oh,
Now-
you love it. I know you do.
Now, Ash, before we let you go,
Yep.
your McDonald's order. I reckon. Let's just see if we can get this here. I
right.
reckon you're a Nuggets. I reckon you're a Nuggets man.
Nope.
Well, I don't know. Before you answer, Nick, what do you reckon? What do you reckon Ash is? What's his order at McDonald's?
I think a double cheeseburger.
Oh, you're close. Double quarter pounder.
Wow. Okay, well, there you go.
You're
Fell
close,
short.
but yeah.
Are you a standard meal guy? So you're not like a sundae or a milkshake or anything? You're just like a
Well,
double quarter pounder of chips and a Coke?
sometimes a thick shake. You never know.
Yeah, fair enough.
Depends what I feel like. But yeah.
Sounds good. All right, mate. Well, good to see you, legend. Thanks for your
Thank you.
referee report as always. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you, guys. I know you like it, Boldo. Just for you, mate. Cheers, mate.
Get
Thank
home
you.
safely, legend.
Cheers,
See
mate.
you,
Thank
buddy.
you. Bye.
Bye.
What's your go-to McDonald's order, Nick?
Oh, mate, there's the cat again in the background.
the
My
cat's in the
go-to
background.
McDonald's order, it is, mate, large Big Mac meal.
Yeah, you would. You used to be
Yeah,
classic
large
Big Mac guy,
meal.
wouldn't you? Other moments from the match that I thought was interesting. Obviously, Britton Nicholas went off with a HIA and didn't return to the field.
Didn't return,
And that
did he?
did. No, he didn't come back. So we did see that nice try later from Billy Burns running the Nicholas style line. So if he didn't come back, you'd have to think that he's off for the week. And that did set up the ability for the Roosters to telegraph that play to Daniel Tupou. Yeah, Britton Nicholas. He's been a little bit out of form for the Sharks, hasn't he, Nick?
Britton Nicholas?
Yeah.
Oh, look, I think he was just running such sensational lines there, like a few consecutive games. And then he's probably just been a little bit off the boil at the moment. But, mate, he's still solid. I think every week you can tell he's trying. He's putting in a lot of effort. And he runs hard. He tackles hard. That game in Melbourne, I thought he played quite well when we were down there. Yeah, but you know what? I just saw a stat. The Roosters' completion rate was 65%. I mean,
That certainly helped us.
that helped us. I mean, ours was 81%, but 65% with errors of 17 errors. I mean,
You're not going to beat the Sharks with that, are you?
no, particularly at home. But I still think like when we played the Dolphins last week, I feel like that first half, that good start and all the pressure we put on them, I think it's a hard place to to win at the best of times, but on a night game, when we start that first 20 minutes, when we start well, I don't know. I mean,
we're tough to beat.
I've been there for many, many, many losses, as have you, close ones over the last 30 years.
Don't do it to me, Nick. Don't do it.
To be honest, tonight I felt like we were never going to lose that.
I thought, there was something about tonight. I just thought we had the win and just didn't. Even when Nicho went off injured.
And you know what? I
think
Nicho was so solid. I feel like he was so calm. He had everything under control between him and Brayley. I thought that's where a lot of the confidence comes when the halves and the spine are connecting and they're calm, going through the motions, very few errors. Then everyone else can do their job and they're a bit more relaxed and they can bring the intensity.
I thought Nicho's confidence also shone through on his decision to take the 2 points when the kick was quite wide at 6-0 up. I think he's kicking a lot better, and you can tell that in his game. What do you make of the 2 points decision at that point?
Well, I think it was Nicho going back to his Melbourne Storm roots, because if you look at a lot of teams, they might just run the gauntlet there. Melbourne Storm will always take the 2 because they just want to get their nose in front, then reset and start again. And I think that was a big confidence thing throughout the whole game. They knew they had that 2-point buffer, the 8-point buffer, the 14, and obviously it got whittled away. It came back and forth. But I think psychologically that's a massive advantage across the 80 minutes.
Stuart Campbell has in the comments said, random stat I saw today that we haven't lost a Friday night game since 2017 or 2018. Yes, Stuart, it is that long. It is an 8-match consecutive streak, which has now gone into 9. Now, Stuart, as you know, I'm not allowed to talk about streaks and how we won't lose from here. However, I was extremely confident that we were going to win the Friday night match. I think there's just something about Shark Park on a Friday night that makes it a little bit tricky, which is why perhaps that's why the Roosters played Chad Townsend to have a little bit of experience in there. Here he is, Scott Latino. Kula Matagi just did his ankle, not looking likely he'll play against us next week. That's probably good news. What is the score in that other match? That was the Panthers were whooping them last time I checked. 24 points.
What about South's injuries? I mean, I've never seen anything like it. They're missing basically the whole. They're missing Cody Latrell. Is just.
They might finish last at this rate. The Rabbitohs.
Humphreys, is he injured? Well, he's back, but they're just the injury toll for this.
You and I both know, Nick. Don't do it. You know that there's nothing like a match against the Sharks for a team full of injured players and for a team that's lost a bunch of matches to get back in form. Don't do it.
No,
don't do it.
We're back, mate. We're back. We're on a roll.
Yeah, right. Warwick Eilert in the comments saying, been watching Viola tear it up in the lower grades, hoping for weeks that he'd get the call up. I thought he had an impressive debut. Yeah, I thought he looked pretty solid too. Certainly that try that he scored was a centre's try. We were a little bit weak on that right-hand side defence. The Roosters tries came through that side. There was one, I can't remember which try it was specifically. I thought Nicho had a bad defensive read that led up to the Tedesco try. What did you make of the right-hand side defence, Nick?
Well, obviously that was where between that and our own mistakes in the right-hand side defence is where we leaked the points. But look, they're a pretty lethal attack as well, the Roosters. I mean, you look at that team on paper, like with the Tupou, the kicks to Tupou in that corner, or even that attacking flair. They're just so quick. And then you throw in Nwanga Nituasi. Wow.
Oh, well said.
Yeah, he's a freak out of. I think he was a rugby sevens player. I heard somewhere, but I mean, he's a superstar.
And Toya's pretty good too, isn't he? They got some good players. The Roosters, goodness me.
Well, Robert Toya, how old is he? Is he 20 years old or something? I mean, he's
pretty young. Now the Kennedy no try. Can people in the comments tell us? We should have asked 2.0 that. What was going on with that no try? How was that not a try? Can someone please clarify that for us in the comments? Because at the ground, it looked like it should have just been play on and a try. Was it a play the ball infringement? That was just weird.
And then they scored. Then the Roosters scored straight after that.
Yeah, God, classic Sharks, wasn't it? Classic
put us
Sharks.
back a little bit, but then we fought back. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see because obviously at the game you just looked like he'd scored.
Yeah, it just looked like a try. Sharks still can't seem to catch the damn ball. Play the area. Ryan James, play the ball was called up. Yeah, that was just so unlucky. Ronnie didn't stand up playing the ball. Oh God, like that's just kills you, isn't it?
Well, also, what about the knock on?
Oh, the knock on against Cam McInnes. That was ridiculous.
It
went
facing
backwards into his foot.
Golf club.
Oh, I don't know how these guys come up with these. Yeah. Said he didn't play it with his foot when he obviously got it and it made an effort. Yeah, what can you say about that? Then we had the moment where the Sharks got a successful challenge, so that was exciting. We didn't know what that actually looked like, so I wasn't sure how to react to that. And then beyond that, I guess other key moments of the match. I really liked the Braden Trindle field goal. I thought that was pretty good fun and how he just ran around and kicked that. What did you make of that, Nick?
Well, again, I mean, I called that one, Boldo. I said, okay, after it was 30-18, quick, let's run down, kick a field goal, and we're up by 13. Look, I think cool under pressure. He did it it was the right time to do it, and then that was probably the killer blow for the Roosters. Then that was it. Then I think after that, they made about 3 more errors. I think they completed 1 out of their last 11 sets.
Well, that's true. No, they were over. It was over for them as soon as they picked Chad Townsend. With Pete Bissett in the comments saying Chad May has played his last NRL game tonight.
Did he throw both of those forward passes or just
one?
He
did. I think he did throw both of those forward passes.
He might have a good career in the NFL. That was like a quarterback. That was about 10 meters.
Pretty. No, one of them was so badly forward. It was terrible. Any other moments from the match that you want to mention or highlight before I ask you for my 3-2-1?
Mate, I just I felt like they played calmly as a team. They never, as I said, at the ground, I never felt like we were going to lose, and I feel like it was coming from the spine. They were steady. I feel like everyone put so much pressure as well on the forwards to go forward, but I feel like when the halves and the spine are doing their job and remaining calm, then the forwards just go, great, let's do it. And we were calm under pressure out there. A couple of little mistakes off kicks, but other than that, I think we only made 10 errors the entire game. Which on a Friday night game, I don't know. I think that's not too bad.
One of them was Hamlin Ueli trying to score a try, wasn't it? So,
that was a Nicho. I don't know.
Yeah,
I love Hamlin. I love Braden.
Who don't you like, Nick? I'm a positive
person.
Who don't you like in the Sharks team?
Glass is always half full. But yeah, I think there was a great team performance. There was no one who played terribly, and apart from Brayley, there was probably no massive standout. But they played as a team. They got the job done, and that's what we need. We need to keep it going.
How funny are you, just positivity. Stuart Campbell's here in the comments saying, and I called this one out too, that for the Burns try, it did look like Cam knocked the ball down. I think it went forward. So that one was forward. I thought the Roosters were a little bit unlucky with that one. But the Sharkies were going to get the job done anyway. So, give us your 3-2-1. Who's your 1 point, 2 point, and your 3 points? Probably obviously going to be Brayley.
Well, you got to give it to Brayley. The 3 points, he was explosive. He was even that calmness under pressure when he was running towards Tedesco. Where do I go? Left to Wilton or right to Nicho? And Tedesco is a seasoned veteran. He had all of them.
Tedesco is good, isn't he?
He's good, and I think he's in the best form of his career, to be honest. But anyway, Brayley summed that up, made a calm decision, and we score. So he's definitely 3. Look, I thought I've got to say, I don't know. I've got to give McInnes my 2 points because I just think he's brilliant. I love him. He has boils removed and gets on the field and plays. He's a warrior. I think he's someone you want to play with. And you know what? I'd probably give Billy Burns the 1 because I love that try. There was a great line that he ran and then stepped to score. That's my 3-2-1.
No, fair enough. We also ask, what do you give that match out of 10 in terms of how much you enjoyed it? That's another question that we ask.
Well, mate, I don't know about you, but a lot of the Sharks games, they can be quite frustrating to watch as a fan. And I felt very relaxed there tonight. So, because I felt like we were in control. So, mate, I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, it's a pretty good game. I enjoyed that one too.
Good game. I thought we played well, and we're showing good signs leading towards the finals.
I think that, well, the Sharkies are marching on to the finals. So the way that it's looking at the moment, the Sharkies would be playing the Panthers in an elimination week 1 match. I think we would do better against the Panthers this time around. In terms of my 3-2-1, I'm going to give 1 point to Chris Viola. I thought he had a good debut, pretty solid. 2 for Nicho. I thought Nicho was great and his confidence is back.
Great.
And three, you can't go past Blake Brayley. I thought he was absolutely terrific. So Sharkies getting the chocolates. Now, before we close it out, guys, give us a like. So if you're just watching the channel for the first time or you enjoyed the Sharks match tonight, give us a like because that helps us notify other Sharks fans. Ryan James gives it a 7.8 out of 10 round numbers and rookie scores. 7.8. All right, cool. Thanks, Ryan. Geez, I just get taunted on my own show here, don't I? This is pretty good. And then other than that, I'm hosting trivia down at Sharks at Karela on Wednesday night from 6:30. So get down for that. The secret question this week is how do you spell Bolderman? Because the Cronulla Sharks Leagues Club and the Cronulla Sharks Club can't seem to spell my name correctly. So in all of the different ads that you might have seen around the Shark, Boldo, man, goodness me, they just can't seem to get it right. So if you know how to spell my name, you'll get a point. And then beyond that, Nick, did you enjoy coming on the debrief, mate? That's pretty good fun, wasn't it?
Mate, it was great. I've got to say I loved I thought 2.0's analysis was very good.
He's very good, isn't he? He comes on every week. We give him a quick, well, not a quick, but a 10-minute just wham, bam, pow. He's very good.
And do you usually have, I think it's good to have someone who's watched it on TV and also someone who watched it on the game. I think that's really important.
Yeah, we should have asked 2.0 what he thought of the commentators tonight. I saw a little bit that they were probably riding the Roosters a little bit to come back there because they don't tend to like the Sharkies commentators. But they did have Sean Johnson on Fox, so that would have been pretty good at least. I think that would have been
I think he's a good commentator.
I watched that on Oh, how good Sean Johnson. You just like him because he's a bit pro-Sharks.
Well, you know what? I liked him when he played for us. I thought he was a good solid player, but I think he's a good commentator.
I think he's a good commentator too.
But don't you think, Boldo, I think the one thing out of tonight, I think the Roosters, that performance from them was very poor. But I think we put
we made them poor.
You know, but I think we put the pressure on them early. So I think that we did the same thing to the Dolphins last week. That first 20 minutes is so important that if we don't get that right in our games, we're not winning.
Yeah, I think that's right. All right, brilliant. Well, that was the ET standard. The Sharks beat the Roosters 31 points to 18 with tries to Kennedy, Wilton, Hines, Burns, and Chris Vailer. Goals to Nicho Hines, 5 from 6, with that lone point to Braden Trindle. We'll see you guys live on Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. for the regular ET Stand podcast show, and then we'll be live after next week's Rabbitohs away match as well. So we will see how we go on that front. Nick Haywood, thank you for making your debut with us. I have put a link to Nick's jewelry store in the comments. So if you would like to be like the 78,000 other Sharks fans that I saw tonight that have got a ring from Haywood Jewelry, you can certainly jump on there and check out his stuff, can't you, Nick? There it is. There he is. Yeah. Always, John.
You can. No, we've got to. We love Shark. We love the Sharkies. We love Shark supporters. We love making.
You're trying to do some Sharks jewelry stuff for a while too, weren't you? If you can get a Sharks ring and stuff, couldn't you?
We do Sharks. We do the rings for the mighty Guy Mere Gorillas, the local team that my son plays for. And mate, we love the Sharkies and we love all Shark supporters. You're all welcome. We're in the city where we make everything is in Elizabeth Street, right in the middle of the city, but we deliver to the Shire.
Sounds good. All right, mate. Thanks for coming in. That was the ET Stand. Sharks go 6th, maybe 7th after the Panthers win tonight. We'll see you guys on Tuesday night. Up, Cronulla. See you guys.
Up. Thanks, Boldo.
Thanks, mate.
For over 50 years, people have come to see the Sharks play. Talent, skill, speed, intelligence, elite level athleticism. That's not these guys. Biased, one-eyed, opinionated, more often wrong than right. They make up for their complete lack of talent with pure dribble, gibberish, and enthusiasm. This is the ET Stand Podcast.